Young mechanic trapped by a widow's revenge. A debt paid turns into a shocking betrayal. Imagine this, ladies. A young man, broke and desperate, his hands stained with grease and his heart heavy with his daddy's debts, gets a call that could save it all or destroy him forever. A rich widow, old enough to be his grandma, offers to wipe away every cent of that crushing burden. But the price? Marry her. No love, no strings, just a signature and a promise. Sounds like a lifeline, right? Oh, honey. It's a noose tightening slow, pulling him into a storm of secrets, lies, and a revenge plot decades in the making. In a sleepy Georgia town where the rain never stops, this tale of loyalty, greed, and betrayal will grab your soul and twist it till you can't breathe. Buckle up. This is gonna break your heart and leave you gasping. Picture Valdosta, Georgia, March 31st, 2025. Gray clouds choke the sky, and a relentless drizzle soaks the cracked asphalt of Pine Street, where Ethan Wheeler, 27, lives in the shadow of a life that's never been kind. He's a mechanic, tall and wiry, with dark hair falling into hazel eyes that have seen too much. His mama's coffin at 12, his daddy's dreams crumbling year by year. Ethan's hands, rough and oil-stained, wrestle a rusted Ford pickup in his cramped garage. The only thing keeping him and his frail father, Henry Wheeler, 63, from drowning. Henry's a ghost of a man, thin as a rail, coughing through nights in their sagging trailer 2 blocks away. His lungs wrecked from years of smoking and his spirit crushed by $250,000 in debt. That money's a chain, owed to loan sharks after Henry's string of diners went bust in the 90s. Each failure a nail in their coffin. Ethan's shop barely scrapes by. $50 here, $100 there. Enough for groceries and Henry's pills. But the debt? It's a beast that grows fatter every month. Interest piling like Georgia red clay after a storm. Ethan's dreamed of escape. Atlanta's bright lights. A fresh start where he ain't the poor kid dragging his daddy's mistakes. But every time he packs a bag, Henry's raspy, "Don't leave me, son," stops him cold. That trailer's a prison, but it's home. Faded photos of mama on the fridge, Henry's old apron hanging limp. Ethan's got one wish burning in his chest. Pay off that debt, get Henry to a decent doctor, let the old man breathe easy before the end. He's prayed for a miracle, but miracles don't roll into Valdosta on rainy days, or so he thought. That afternoon, as thunder rumbles and water drips through the garage roof, his cracked phone buzzes. An unknown number. Ethan Wheeler? A voice cuts through, old but strong, like a steel blade wrapped in velvet. "This is Abigail Thornton. I've got something important to talk over. Meet me at Dixie Brew Coffee, 7 p.m. tonight. Don't be late." Ethan freezes, wrench slipping in his hand. Abigail who? How's she know him? His number ain't listed nowhere. "What's this about?" he asks, voice rough. She chuckles, low and knowing. "Something you'll want to hear, boy. Just show up." The line goes dead, leaving him staring at the rain-smeared window, heart thudding like an engine misfiring. He's torn, gut says run, head says go. Curiosity wins. He can't shake that voice, smooth and commanding, promising. What? At 6:45, he's in his beat-up Chevy, wipers slapping, pulling into Dixie Brew's lot. A cozy joint with neon buzzing open and the smell of burnt coffee wafting out. Inside, he spots her. A woman, 76, sitting stiff in a corner booth, silver hair pinned tight like a crown, her face carved with lines of a life hard fought. She's in a navy dress, simple but rich, pearls at her throat catching the dim light. Abigail Thornton ain't no small-town granny. She's got the air of a queen who's clawed her way to the top. "Sit," she says, voice smooth as bourbon, a faint smile curling her thin lips. Ethan slides in, boots scuffing, wary as a deer in headlights. She don't waste time. "You want to clear your daddy's debt? Get out of that hole you're in." His breath catches. How's she know? "Who are you?" he demands, leaning forward, fists on the table. She sips her tea, eyes glinting like a cat's in the dark. "I've got my ways, sugar. I know you're drowning. $250,000, right?" Loan sharks knockin' at night? I can make it vanish, set you up for life. One little catch. Ethan's pulse races, hope and fear slamming together. What catch? Abigail leans in, her gaze locking his, cold and unyielding. Marry me, on paper only. I need a husband, legal, no mess. You live with me, till I kick the bucket. Debt's gone, future's yours. All my money when I'm dust. Ethan's jaw drops, coffee cup rattling. You're jokin'. I'm 27. You're what, 70-something? She don't blink. 76. And I ain't playin'. I need someone young, single, steady. You fit. No love, no touchin'. Just a name on a certificate. Take it or keep dodgin' those thugs, till they break your daddy's knees. It's a punch to the gut. Crazy, unreal, but that debt's a guillotine over Henry's neck. Ethan ain't greedy, but this? It's a lifeline dangled by a stranger who knows too much. How'd you find me? He presses, voice shaking. Her smile sharpens. I've been watchin', Ethan. You'll see why soon enough. That night, rain hammers his trailer as he paces. Henry asleep, wheezing in the next room. Why him? What's her game? Is it just a marriage? Or a devil's deal? He thinks of Henry's last doctor visit. $5,000 they ain't got. Oxygen tanks piling up. By dawn, he's dialing her. You swear you'll pay it all? Abigail's voice is ice over silk. Every dime, soon as we sign. I don't break my word, boy. Ethan's throat tightens, fear clawing. Okay, I'm in. Days later, the strangest wedding Valdosta's ever seen unfolds. No preacher, no flowers, just a notary at Abigail's sprawling estate, all oak and shadows. Her suits and silent maids watch as Ethan signs, heart pounding like a jackhammer. Gossip explodes. He's a gold digger. She's usin' him. Ethan don't care, this is for Henry. After, Abigail turns, her smile a blade. Move in tomorrow. You'll understand my purpose soon. Dread sinks deep. He's free of debt, but caught in something bigger, darker, and he don't know how to run yet. Ethan hauls his duffel into Abigail's mansion, a towering beast off Lake Drive, with wraparound porches and windows like empty eyes. It's a palace compared to the trailer. Marble floors, chandeliers dripping crystals, but it's cold, dead quiet, like a tomb with better furniture. No laughter, no life, just echoes bouncing off walls. 3 maids drift through, pale, wordless women who clean, cook, vanish. Abigail's a shadow herself. Meals are stiff, her days swallowed by a locked study Ethan's barred from entering. The debt's gone. $250,000 wired away. Henry crying thank you, son, over the phone, safe for the first time in years. But Ethan's a prisoner, traded one cage for another. He wanders the halls, boots scuffing, feeling like a trespasser. Why's it so damn empty? He asks one night over pot roast, voice cracking the silence. Abigail's fork freezes midair, her eyes slicing through him. I'm alone, Ethan. Family's gone, dead or scattered. You're here for a job, not questions. Her tone's a wall hard. Final. Gone how? Murdered? Lost? Ethan's skin crawls. What's she hiding? Days creep by, tension coiling. 3 nights in, she calls him to her study. Dark as sin, shelves sagging with old ledgers, a faint musty smell like secrets rotting. A fat stack of papers sits on her desk, her pen tapping. Sign these, she orders, voice flat as a gravestone. Ethan grabs them. Deeds, transfers, numbers that don't add up. What's this crap? He snaps, heart thudding. Legal business, she says, cool as ice. Part of our deal. You forgot? Her stares a vice, sign or pay. He ain't no lawyer, but it reeks. Debts tied to his name, properties he don't own. This ain't right, he growls, pen hovering. Abigail leans forward, breath sharp. You want to keep your daddy safe? Sign. Pressure chokes him, her eyes bore in, daring him to defy her. He scrawls his name, hand trembling, dread sinking like lead. That night, in a guest room bigger than his old life, he stares at the ceiling. Did he just sign his freedom away? Valdosta buzzes, barflies cackle, church ladies clutch pearls. He's her lapdog. Poor fool's trapped. Ethan shrugs it off, but Abigail's grip tightens. She starts dropping hints, breadcrumbs laced with poison. Over breakfast, grit steaming. She breaks her usual silence. You're in deep now, boy. Enjoy it. Her smile's a razor. Why me? He presses, fork clattering. Ever wonder why I picked you? She muses, sipping coffee slow, deliberate. Your daddy, he was a charmer once. And a snake too. You don't know what he did, do ya? Ethan's chest tightens, coffee burning his throat. What are you talking about? He's a good man, broke, but good. Abigail's eyes glint, sharp, vicious. Oh, honey, you're blind. He ruined me, everything I had. You'll feel it soon. She rises, leaving him frozen. Henry, a villain? No way. Doubt gnaws like rust on steel. That night, he corners Mary, the oldest maid, her gray hair tucked under a cap, hands wringing a dishcloth. What's her story? She got kin. Mary's eyes dart, fearful, haunted. She did long ago, happy family. Husband dead, daughter gone. Folks don't last here. Ethan's pulse spikes. Dead how? Gone where? Mary whispers, voice trembling. Mysterious. Suicide, they say. Daughter ran off or worse. Leave Ethan while you can. Sleeps a ghost, he tosses, mind racing. Abigail's a widow with a vendetta, and he's her bait. Next day, he storms to Henry's trailer, rain lashing his truck. Dad, you know an Abigail Thornton? Henry coughs, eyes dodging. Years back, business partner. I messed up bad, son. Ethan slams the table. Tell me. Henry's voice breaks, frail as paper. I was her accountant. Cooked the books, siphoned her diner chain's cash. $2 million gone. Her husband shot himself when it crashed. Daughter disappeared. Grief or shame? My fault, Ethan, I ran. Ethan's world spins. Henry's a thief, Abigail's prey. Back at the mansion, he's a caged animal. Anger, guilt, fear clawing his gut. He sneaks into her study at dusk. Lock picked with a screwdriver. Drawers spill secrets. His signed papers glare back, but it's worse. $500,000 in forged debt. Pinned on him, tied to Henry's old crimes. Oh God! He chokes, papers shaking. Abigail's voice slithers from the shadows. Figured it out. Huh? She's there, framed in the doorway, eyes cold as a snake's. You framed me, he roars, lunging. She don't flinch. You signed it, boy. Your daddy took my life. Now you carry his sins. Ethan staggers, trapped, betrayed, drowning in a revenge 30 years old. She steps closer, voice a hiss. I lost everything, husband, child, home. You'll lose too. Drama explodes. Ethan's fist slams the desk, papers flying. I ain't your pawn. Abigail laughs, low and cruel. Too late, sugar, you're mine. Ethan's hands tremble, clutching the forged papers. $500,000 in debt. A death sentence with his name scrawled in ink. Abigail stands like a vulture, her smile slicing through the dim study. You didn't save your daddy, Ethan. You buried yourself. She purrs, venom thick as molasses. He stole my world. Now I steal yours. Ethan's voice cracks, raw and ragged. This whole marriage was a lie? She shrugs, cold as winter rain. You walked in with your eyes shut. Boy. Greedy for a quick fix. Rage ignites, he's a tool. A sacrifice for Henry's sins. You're a monster, he bellows, voice echoing off oak walls. Abigail's eyes narrow, glinting with hate. No, your daddy made me this. I was a wife, a mama, till he burned it all down. Ethan staggers back, trapped in her 30-year vendetta. A widow's wrath he can't outrun. But he ain't surrendering, not yet. That night, rain lashes the mansion as he bolts. Papers stuffed in his jacket, heart hammering like a piston. He races to Jake Dawson, 28, a law student crashing in a Valdosta duplex, textbooks piled high. She screwed me, man. Forged this garbage. Ethan gasps, slamming the docs on Jake's table. Jake's hazel eyes widen, scanning fast. Holy hell, Ethan. She's pinned you for $500,000. If she swapped these after you signed, we can bury her for fraud. Got evidence. Ethan's mind races, those cameras in her study, blinking red dots he'd ignored. Yeah, maybe. Jake claps his shoulder. Get it. I'll call my prof, he's a lawyer too. Ethan nods, adrenaline surging. This ain't just survival, it's war. Midnight cloaks Valdosta in shadow as he sneaks back. Truck parked a block away, boots silent on wet grass. The mansion looms, a beast asleep. He slips through a side door, heart in his throat. Maids out cold, Abigail's study locked tight. He jimmies it with a screwdriver, sweat beading, every creak a gunshot in the silence. Inside, the air's thick, musty ledgers, her perfume lingering like a ghost. He hacks her security system, fingers fumbling passwords. Henry's birthday, her old diner's name, until it cracks. Footage loads. There he is, signing, Abigail swapping papers the second he turns away, her smirk caught in grainy light. Got you, you witch, he hisses, yanking the USB. A floorboard groans. Abigail's in the doorway, nightgown stark white, eyes blazing. Knew you'd dig, you little rat, she snarls, lunging with a letter opener gleaming. Ethan ducks. Metal grazes his arm, blood trickling hot. You're done, he roars, shoving her back. Two hulks burst in, her guards, meaty fists swinging. Grab him, Abigail screeches, voice shrill. Ethan dives, crashes through the window, glass exploding, tumbling onto the lawn. Pain sears his leg, twisted, bleeding, but he scrambles up, USB clutch tight. Guards thunder after, boots pounding mud. Ethan sprints, lungs burning, rain blinding, toward the gate. A fist slams his back, he stumbles, USB slipping. No, he gasps, diving for it as a guard's hand clamps his shoulder, yanking him down. Ethan thrashes, kicks, claws, grabbing the USB as the second guard looms, fist raised. Headlights blaze. Jake's truck screeches up, horn blaring, cops piling out. Freeze! An officer bellows, badge flashing, gun drawn. Guards freeze, Ethan panting in the mud. Abigail staggers onto the porch, silver hair wild, face twisted. Warrant for fraud and assault. A cop snaps, cuffs clicking on her wrists. Jake hauls Ethan up. Told ya I'd bring backup. They raided her bank files. Money laundering too. Ethan clutches the USB, blood streaking his face. She's finished. The cop nods. This video's gold. She's toast. Abigail's dragged off, screaming. You can't take me. I built this. Her voice cracks, decades of rage spilling out. Ethan watches, chest heaving. Not triumph, but a hollow ache. She's a monster, but a broken one. Henry's shadow warped her into this. Drama peaks. Cops swarm, lights flashing. Neighbors gaping from porches as Valdosta wakes to the widow's fall. The storm fades. Abigail's cuffed, her empire imploding under fraud, laundering, and assault charges. Cops haul boxes from the mansion. Ledgers, fake deeds, proof of her crimes stacking high. Ethan's cleared, the forged $500,000 debts voided. Henry's safe, his trailer quiet for the first time in decades. But victory's bitter. Ethan's drained, haunted by her snarls, her pain. He slumps on Jake's couch, beer warm in his hand. She was evil, man, Jake says, cracking his own can. But damn, she was hurt. Your old man broke her bad. Ethan stares at the floor. Hate's easy, but pity cuts deeper. Don't make it right, he mutters, voice rough. Next day, he drives to Henry's. Rain finally stopped. Son, I'm so sorry, Henry weeps, hands shaking over a chipped mug. I was young, stupid. Thought I'd get rich, didn't care who I hurt. Ethan kneels, hugging the frail man tight. We're past it, Dad. You're free now. I'm free. Henry sobs, guilt and relief mingling. Family mended, but scarred. A year rolls by. Ethan's back at his garage, tools singing, dead a memory. He's enrolled at Valdosta State, law classes at night, No shortcuts, just sweat and hope. Henry's stronger, new meds, a real bed, color in his cheeks. One morning, a letter slides under Ethan's door. Prison stamp, Abigail's shaky scrawl. Live better than your daddy did. It reads simple, soft, no venom left. Ethan holds it, silent. Her last whisper, a plea or a peace offering. He can't tell. He folds it, tucks it in a drawer, steps into the Georgia sun. Forgiveness ain't weakness, it's cutting the chains. Valdosta hums. Folks nod at him now, not with pity, but respect. He's Ethan Wheeler, survivor, son, a man who clawed out of darkness. One Sunday, he takes Henry fishing, Savannah River sparkling, poles bobbing. You're enough, son, Henry rasps, eyes wet. Ethan grins. You taught me that, Dad, even the hard way. Laughter ripples, light where shadows once reigned. Life's his again, not perfect, but real. Hello, everyone. Enjoy these relaxing moments as this tale unwinds. A mechanic snared in a widow's vengeance, fighting free with grit and grace. Like, subscribe. Where are you watching from? More heart-wrenching stories coming your way.